So this video is part two of the principles of the moral principles, martial art principles, the true martial art principles, the principles of manliness, vir meaning man, virility, virtue. They all end with me. Okay. Again, some of the martial art principles: moral intelligence, moral will, moral precision, moral clarity, moral maturity, moral toughness, moral discipline, and so on and so forth. Okay. So first of all, let's establish that I am who I am in a way that's easy and quick. I want you to write all these words down: face, race, place, mace, trace, grace, ace, lace, and pace. With these words alone, we can narrow it down to me when you explore them. Face, horror means face, right? Horus, face us, okay? Race, what race? What place are we in? Egypt, where? What place exactly? Southern Egypt, Nekhen. Horus is called center. Mace, why the mace? The Narmer Pad, he's holding the mace. The first dynasty kings, mace, the royal mace, okay? It's a martial arts symbol, okay? African, royal, pharaonic, Horus, a symbol of royalty, symbol. Trace, well, who traces their roots here in what way? Let's trace the roots in terms of morals, right? It is African martial arts system. We must look to Africa. Look to the heart. The heart is the seat of intelligence, the heart of the matter, and all the other, the heart of the warrior and all the other heart things, right? Grace, ace, lace, pace, right? Because of the races and being racist, okay, they're poisoning these guys. The Flint water crisis, the CIA, Greg Webb, did the article about the crack being brought by the CIA into the black community, Freeway Rick, and all this stuff. Okay, so it overkills this thing, right? Just by looking at this guy. Why? Bone structure, body structure. My face, as a result of poison, on is Ra's call center, Heliopolis, Horus, son of Ra. Okay, his only begotten son, his only son who sees God because of holiness and gets into heaven. Right? It's the archetype, only him and those who obey him. Okay, the gait, the stride, the walk, the motion, right? Not emotion, not acting like a bitch. What is he mad about, right? The energy, the spirit, the muscle, the speed, the micro muscle movements. What's the difference between me and a basketball player in the NBA? LeBron, he has big, thick arms. He can't do these micro movements and work the angles effectively and get into, those hard to reach places. His big arms, whoosh, whoosh, I block, 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 get in there, surgically strike, right? Surgeon, right? In San Jose, the place, the most martial arts schools of any country in the world, America. California is the bell that rings the loudest, Bruce Lee, and so on and so forth. Chinatown, and so on and so forth. Okay. Oakland and what have you. Movement, potential, fine motor skills. Again, fine motor skills versus basic motor skills, kind of moving around versus surgically striking, right? Brain surgeon son. Okay. Sexual implications of the body, the spectrum of the six packs. Okay, what kind of six pack? Is the short guy with a six pack like, hey guys, I got a six pack, who can barely move like this? He has set position bodies. Some circus person. Look what I can do. A trapeze. Circus fucking freak, right? Or the guy can outmaneuver you with African martial arts, royal masculinity, and strike you effectively, right? And where in terms of place, where was everyone else when this guy's being persecuted and why? So it's obviously narrowed down to me. Okay, drugs, injury, form of intelligence, glasses, something, right? The sum, when you add things together, things, something about him. He's the something. DNA backwards is and. These things should draw attention to somebody. Why is he wearing glasses? Why is he wearing this sweater? Why is he different? Why is his style different? Why doesn't he have a cool African-American haircut? He's not quite African. He's not quite African-American. They got to wrap their minds around the body structure, the way he's moving, right? It should draw their attention. All right. Dick size and thick size are connected, right? It's the fat ghetto chick who's like, she's the fat ghetto hooker who's like, this nigga can't please me. Some fat ghetto kind of cougar who's been around, right? Obviously, this is a stupid argument. Obviously, when you're in my height, the dick size is not a problem. But I wanted to bring that up because a lot of people confuse what the something actually is. All right. Psalms 9:15. The nations have fallen to the pit they have dug. Their feet are caught in the net they have hidden. The Lord is known by his acts of justice. The wicked are ensnared by the work of their hands. The wicked go down to the realm of the dead, all the nations that forget God. But God will never forget the needy. The hope of the afflicted will never perish. Arise, Lord, do not let mortals triumph. Let the nations be judged in your presence. Strike them down with terror, Lord. Let the nations know they are only mortal. I have given my judgments, and my judgments include martial arts ending with me for extreme treachery and rebellion, the world being sealed in hell, and the white-skinned people being the most disgraced and dishonorable because of their roles in this process and their inability to transcend their race and breed otherwise, or present themselves as an individual and as uncontrolled opposition. So therefore, when you consider all these things, it's straightforward, piss the majority of the blame on them, and I'm sure everyone can agree it's pretty obvious: colonialism, slavery, Native American genocide, and go on and on and on and on. Anyway, World War I, World War II, and da 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 da, raping and killing everybody. It's pretty obvious who the devil groups are. Proverbs 1:19. Such are the paths of all who go after ill-gotten gain. It takes away the life of those who get it. Right. So they're the walking dead. Right. The leopards, the pale moonlight. We can go on and on and on about why this is. Obviously I'm part white, not racist. Patriarchal lines. I'm running out of time. Let's just keep going. Proverbs 8:20. I walk in the way of righteousness along the paths of justice. Do they walk around the paths of justice? No. Okay, the opposition views a bunch of unfair, unjust garbage. They deal in injustice. Psalms 1:6. For the Lord watches over the way of the righteous, but the way of the wicked leads to destruction. Right? Their paths are obviously neo-colonialist and token minority bitch. Proverbs 16:10. God's verdict is on the lips of a king. His mouth should not err in judgment. Right? They want this, the people are saying, judge the people. Judge through who? Judge through this guy who is God's representative. Okay, and that is me, because the throne is established on righteousness. Kings detest wrongdoing, for a throne is established in righteousness. Right? Proverbs 16:12, the verse after the next one. That's 16:10, 16:12. Proverbs 16:18. Pride goes before a destruction, a haughty spirit before a fall. Their inability to humble themselves and obey God through me led to the destruction of them, their families, their races, and of course, no one should respect them for it. Okay. Again, Proverbs 11 with the dishonored scales. Proverbs 11:1. The Lord detests dishonest scales, but accurate weight finds measure with them. Why am I mad at other groups of people, especially the white-skinned people? Because of their pathetic propaganda, bitch, dishonest scales. Okay. Proverbs 16:12. The kings detest wrongdoing, for a throne is established through righteousness. Proverbs 29:27. The righteous detest the dishonest, the wicked detest the upright. Isaiah 11:5. Righteousness will be his belt, and faithfulness the sash around his waist. So who should detest these people more than everyone else? The martial artist. Why? Because what his belt represents is righteousness, which causes him to detest the dishonest. So the belt in its true form, right, is not defined by the Asian. It's Kuro Obi. Obi, why the Igbo defines it. They can't redefine it and say, we're the real martial artists. Call it something else. Your belt has testified against you, you fucking idiot. You're carrying your disgrace and your disingenuous arguments with you. Your very garments testify against you. Okay? Faithfulness, the sash around his waist. You're supposed to be faithful to the king, you fucking cowards. Not tell him that he's not a martial artist than you are. Fucking idiots, fucking morons. Obi is a play on words for obey. Obey who? Abba, you fucking idiots. Ephesians